Honestly, I've raced, in so many cars, and comparing cars in the world of racing is not fair. It's not. You can't compare like playing in the NHL and playing in the European League or playing in the American League, because it's still hockey. It plays with the same stick, with the same skate, on the same ring of ice, with two nets and two goaltender, same number of players. So even if you're changing leagues, the sport and the way you play it and the way you skate is the same. But in racing, there's so much things involved that it changes, I don't know, your approach. It changes you as a driver. And you need to apply the style for the car. You can't just, oh, this is my style, I'm going to race it that way. With the NASCAR car, braking is a completely different beast. So, and I just adapt and I adjust, and I got good at it. So I think it's just a question of, if you adapt and you feel challenged by the driving style of the car that you're driving, keeps you passionate and you enjoy racing. Yes, I knew that I always wanted to race since the moment my granddad bought me my first go-kart in Italy. And then when it showed up a few months later by boat in Canada, I put a lot of effort. I don't come from a rich family, so I was working in my dad's garage, and when my family saw that I was sacrificing pretty much playing outside with friends and working inside a garage to work on my go-kart, and all the fire that I had in my eyes, they knew that they needed to help. And with the means of the family and the hard work from my dad to set up a go-kart business, I was able to start and compete in go-kart. It's a question that's very difficult to answer because, being on the pole for the Indianapolis 500 was amazing for our one-car team, and out-qualifying the Ganassis, the Penske's was a very proud moment. But in 2016 also, I came, with really, 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 really close to win it. Honestly, we had a fantastic car, and we were in position to win. We had the pace, and just a pit stop sequence got us to lose a lap, because we came into the pits and someone lost a tire on the track, and full course yellow came out, and we ended up being recycled to the back. Just pinpoint one moment, I would say it have to be the Indianapolis pole. And my good friend Scott came and congratulate me, and my family flew to see the 2011 start of the race, and the hard fight we had with the two Ganassis there was quite good. I know Tim Cindric, very well from Team Penske. I didn't have a ride, so Tim asked me if I wanted to drive the road course races, and obviously I accepted. It's the 22 car in Xfinity, and we've done really well. That's another moment that makes me very proud. Having the opportunity from Tim and Roger to represent them on a racetrack and give me the chance to drive the 22 was absolutely huge. We finished second a couple times, on the pole a couple times, and I came really close in Road America, where we ran out of fuel, and we made it from 23rd to second in a green, white and checker. That was really close, but the closest one was in Mid-Ohio when we got taken out on the last corner of the last lap. It's what it is. It's really tough when you're a one-off or a two-off. There's no retaliation, you know, like there's a big lack of respect maybe for you as a driver because you're not there all the time. Some people take advantage of that, so it was a shame, but all in all, an amazing experience. The chance of driving for Brad Keselowski in the Truck Series as well. 2 years, 2 poles back to back. 1 year we were in a very good place to win the race with a good fight with Eric Jones. And last lap, last straightaway, we broke third gear, finished fifth. So it was, it was not that great. Amazing experience again to race with those guys in good trucks, good equipment, and I really loved it. I said to my wife that I wanted to compete in IndyCar on equal terms, and I wanted to have a shot. And it was very difficult for me to see myself going after rides after rides after rides, spending money and trying to be there, but not maybe with the equipment that we could win the race. It's conditions that don't attract me, and I don't need at this point in my career. Maybe some 20-year-old could make that move because he's investing in his career and he's at the beginning of it. But for me, it's when I said, if this is my time to miss Indy because the conditions are not at par with what I'm capable of doing, if the one thing that I won't have is a ring or a mini board trophy because I passed my prime and I didn't have the opportunity, I was okay. I met him at the races before. I always had a ton of respect for him. He's a great guy. I think he's a great person, and I think he had an open spot, and we start talking, and I think it fitted for me to join the team. And as we were developing, our partnership, I kind of end up liking, the partnership that we had, and it grew for many, many years. In regards of changing personality, when you close the visor, I think for me, I don't feel it. I when I close the visor, I'm just the same guy, and that will treat people the way they treat me, in life as well, and on the track. One driver that inspired me is Ayrton Senna. And a very simple story. The reason why this guy inspired me is I went to the Formula One paddock, watching him through the garage, talking to his engineer, around 7 o'clock at night when nobody was there, everybody was gone. And I stood there for so many hours because I wanted to see him leave, and I wanted to show him a picture of my go-kart that was, kind of designed as the McLaren car. And my helmet was also a replica of his helmet, yellow with the Brazilian colors on and the stripes and everything. He finally looked at the photo, he looked at me, signed it, gave me a tap on the back. I was amazed how humble this guy was, and also how much work he put in a garage. I do have superstitions. I have, in everyday life, I have all kinds of different color boxers, but I will never race a car with a colored boxer. It would have to be white. When I was racing IndyCar, I will always step in the cockpit from the left-hand side and put my right leg in the cockpit. Yeah, first episode was when I was a baby. My mom was breastfeeding me, and she was eating, I think, nuts or almonds in her diet, and it came out through my skin as very bad eczema. The very bad reaction at later on in my life was in an airplane going to Australia, in a restaurant where I got intubated in the parking lot, and kept in an induced coma. Because I tried to breathe so hard that I had some food that went into my lung pipes. So it was an eye opener on how risky it is to leave your EpiPen in a rental car in a parking lot of a restaurant. Like, I never do that anymore. But a few reactions in my life that definitely opened my eyes and scared me the hell out of what an anaphylactic reaction could be, and with knowing that, brought me to wanted to help spread the message of allergy awareness around Canada, and how great now is to be a ambassador of EpiPen. I have a daughter. She's 4. For me, playing with her is when I completely forget where I am and what I have to do or what's on my to-do list. Playing with her, jumping on the bed, tossing her around, making her jump is the part of my day that I really enjoy. I love other type things, to do with Bronte as well. Sometimes just having the chance to sit and relax in front of the TV and watch some shows or episodes or things like that. Do some cycling. If the weather could be good, go out with my bike and do a bike run. It's all that stuff is fun for me.